and 1/4 from the book, or the other way around, that should be very valuable information, and then you try to spend that much time on each one. Most people have to spend more time on the textbook than the notes because it takes longer to read, but I'm talking about once you've read and you go back and study those things, how do you do it? And you want to try to study as much as you can like the test will be, and if you do that, usually your grade will be higher. Okay? Now, over on the back side, we have one more main topic to cover and then a really quick one. And so for problem number 3, let me grab this. I'm going to actually draw something really quickly on the board that is the same as what you have on your paper. And my favorite way of saying this for the problem is this. Too much. Okay? I have never had a student in all the years that I've been teaching who said to me about a test they have coming up in one of their classes, the teacher doesn't want us to study enough. I've never had anybody say that. It's always, are you kidding? How can I learn all of that material? Well, this example that I'm going to give you is something that I think is always helpful for everybody to know. When you look at your paper there, it talks about the forgetting curve. And you see this curve, and I'm going to kind of draw a quick version of it here. And I want to explain what this means and why it might be helpful. So I'm actually going to have you label a couple of things on here. And that is, you see a dot on your line that's across from the 50. There's another dot that's across from the 40. So this one that's across from the 50, you can actually write this, which is 1/2 hour. And then the dot that's across from the 40, you can write in 1 hour. Okay, and then once you have that, I'll explain the meaning of this. This is a very famous curve, forgetting curve, that has to do with a lot of studies with college students. And so here's basically what this means. When you close a book after you've been reading it and you leave, or you leave a classroom after hearing a lecture, do you remember 100% of what you just read or heard, or half of it, or none of it, etc.? That's what this is. And then this is the amount of time that's passed since you closed the book or since you walked out of the class. Well, what this shows, which is pretty scary, is that the average person ends up forgetting half of what they just read or what they just heard in class after just a half hour. So that's quick forgetting. A lot of it disappears. After 1 hour, they only remember 40%. So the other 60% are gone forever. And then you notice when they go down to 1 day and to a week, it's still kind of dropping, but very slowly. So that means that most of the forgetting happens in the first hour after you're exposed to the information. Well, this is not good for you as a student because this is like a roller coaster drop, almost straight down. You don't want to forget like that. You want to be able to remember. And so there are a couple of ideas as to how you can fix this so it doesn't happen. Now, I wish I could teach you something that would help you to remember 100% of what you just heard or read and to remember 100% forever. That would be good. I don't know how to do that. I'd probably make millions of dollars if I could figure that out. But what I have to suggest is also helpful, and that's this. I want to teach you a way that you can actually have things sort of leak out of your brain like this, where you remember them a lot.